Yeah, COVID-19 outbreaks that happened globally had raised a concern to curb the spread getting worse. One of the efforts is by implementing work from home by many companies in the world. And to assure employees' productivity while working at home, companies and employees globally using Zoom application to conduct a conference meeting. The increase in downloading and using Zoom globally had increased its founder wealth billions of dollars. And here's the data about it. This is the data about total wealth of Yuan, founder of Zoom apps, increased amidst COVID-19 outbreaks in billion US dollar. As you can see before pandemic, the wealth of Yuan as much as 3.57 billion US dollar. But during pandemic, his wealth increased significantly to 7.57 billion US dollar. And telecommunication company PT Telekomunikasi Seluler or Telkomsel saw a more than 443% increase in usage of online meeting applications such as Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and CloudX by Telkomsel. And talking about Zoom, it offers video and audio conferencing, chat, and webinar features across mobile devices, desktops, phones, and room systems. And it allows 100 participants at once and unlimited one-to-one meetings. And for business types, it offers small, medium, and enterprises versions that cost $20 a month per host. And to know Yuan closer, here's some facts about him. He is interested in internet and fully inspired by Bill Gates' speech in 1990, learned about applied mathematics in his bachelor degree. And Eric also learned on field of technique in his master degree. And he was actually rejected 8 times when applied visa to work in Silicon Valley, USA, and worked at Cisco and found flaws in Cisco's conference software. And at 2011, he was resigned from Cisco and established Zoom Inc. in the name of Zoom Technologies Inc. or Zoom Video Communications. And the increase in wealth of men born in Shandong province, China, was obtained from an increase in the price of Zoom shares that were registered and traded on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange USA. Zoom's stock price has gone up from around $70 to $150 per share. And at present, Yuan, 49 years old, owns 19% of Zoom shares. The total valuation of Zoom shares is currently around $35 billion due to increased popularity. And the coronavirus, which has now become a pandemic in more than 204 countries in the world, was increased or has increased the popularity of the Zoom application. If in December 2019 there were only 10 million users, but by the end of March the number of users had increased significantly to 200 million. And other than the demand of Zoom as conference apps, there's a list of reasons of why Zoom apps become so popular. Let's see the data, or this is the list of the reason why Zoom app is so popular recently. The first one, of course, it offers free conference call for 40 minutes. It accommodates up to 100 participants, and it is user-friendly, to be frank. And Zoom is known for its reliability, avoiding long outage, and discourages repeated use, and it doesn't have the latency that makes some services painful for extended conversations. Unlike Apple FaceTime for iOS, Zoom is also available on Android and on any laptop. There are also features designed for fun. When you use Zoom, you can upload a picture or video to create a virtual background. It is so popular that Microsoft said it's adding a similar tool to its Teams service. And amidst the rising journey of Zoom to the top, there is an intense concern about safety and security side of Zoom apps. What are those? Let's see the next data. This is the emergence of security and safety issue on Zoom. The first one is it has no end-to-end encryption feature, possibility of Zoom bombing by hackers, activating webcam without users' permission. This one is very dangerous. And the fourth one is hackers or users can send data to Facebook secretly. Private emails and data can be seen by unresponsible users, and Zoom cloud recording possibly exposed on web. Zoom Video Communications was sued by a shareholders and accused of fraud amid mounting security concerns over the popular video conferencing app. In a complaint filed in San Francisco Federal Court, the company and its top officers were accused of concealing the truth about shortcomings in the app's software encryption, including its alleged vulnerability to hackers. as well as the unauthorized disclosure of personal information to third parties, including Facebook Inc. Such complaint affecting Zoom's stock price, though these shares are still up 67% this year as investors bet that the teleconferencing company will be one of the rare winners for the coronavirus pandemic. And following this, Zoom Chief Executive Officer Yuan has apologized for the lapses, acknowledging in a blog spot last week that the company had fallen short of expectations over privacy and security. And to use Zoom application safely, here's some tips on it. Here's the list of tips if you want to use Zoom apps safely. The first one is don't forget to activate waiting room feature, and you can choose participants selectively. Control waiting room features using manage participants, and deactivate join before host feature, and deactivate screen sharing feature with non-host, and activate lock meeting feature. And on a live YouTube stream, Zoom CEO Yuan apologized to users for a string of security lapses that have rocked the app in recent weeks. And speaking to viewers for more than 2 hours, Yuan touted the company's recent privacy updates and pledged to take any lapses seriously. Zoom is also bringing in help to manage its new security and privacy challenges. Former Facebook security chief Alex Stamus announced he would be collaborating with the company on its security work, although he will not be an employee or an executive with Zoom. Zoom is also facing new levels of scrutiny from U.S. lawmakers and regulators. In a letter to the Federal Trade Commission, they called on the agency to issue comprehensive guidelines for companies that provide online conferencing services, as well as best practices for users that will help protect online safety and privacy during this pandemic and beyond. And such guidance would affect not only Zoom, but competitors like Skype and Zoom or Google Hangouts, and opening the door for new regulatory action in this space. And let's use any application cautiously to prevent unwanted impacts. Stay tuned on Market Headlines because we'll be right back after the break.